A very good morning, my dear students. Welcome to the 8th Standard Science online classes. Dear students, please maintain a social distance and that will be very helpful to avoid the spreading of COVID 19. Dear students, as we know that now we are in modernized area, which means now we are living in a modern era. So in that modern era, we will be identify different varieties of vehicles, different varieties of instruments, either it is electric or other instruments. These are all we are using, and these all the electric items and as well as some of the machineries, industries, these all will be depend on the fuel right now. So these, if you want to work these machines properly, means they require energy. That energy is provided by the fuel. Is it right? For example, when you are preparing a food in your home, probably you will use gas. Is it right? So that is liquid petroleum gas that we are using for a cooking of food. Is it right? So while the vehicle movement, we will be use a petrol or diesel. So that will be very helpful for the movement or proper working of that vehicle machineries. Is it right? Which means whatever we are using that fuel, that is very important to us. Just imagine, without the fuel, our day to day life is not imaginary. Is it right? So, dear students, in this session, we are going to discuss about importance of the fuel and how the fuel burns, and it will be how it will be produces energy. So these are all we are going to discuss in this session. Students, before going to start the lesson, combustion and flame lesson, so I will ask a few questions related to this concept only. So the first question, as we know that these fuels that we are using in our day-to-day life, that is very important and very essential to us for our various works like cooking of food or in construction of buildings or manufacturing of different varieties of day-to-day needs. So either it is each and every industry, each and every person directly and indirectly depend on the fuels. Is it right? Yes. So my first question is, do all the materials burn and can be used as a fuel? Which means the question, understand the question dear children properly. All the materials is in a flammable and that flammable will be used as a fuel? No, right now? Yes. So why? Because later we will discuss that. Second question, is that fuel, whatever we are using, either it is a diesel or petrol or kerosene or LPG, is it born in a similar manner or is it born and it will be produce the same amount of energy? No, right now? So that also we will discuss later. And then why the different fuels are needed for the different proportions or different purposes? See, for example, when you are traveling in a car, so we will be use either it may be diesel car. For the diesel engine, we will be use diesel is a fuel. Right now? So apart from that, when that engine is made for specifically meant by using the petrol, means we have to fulfill the or refill the petrol only for the proper working of that machine. Is it right? Why it will be specified? So for all the cars or all the vehicles, we can easily, fuel means nothing but same, no? If it is the same means, we can easily use for all the cars for a petrol or either it is a diesel. But why we have to separate that? Why we have to differentiate that? Yes, these are all the concepts we are going to discuss in this lesson, combustion and flame. Okay, so next, what do you mean by combustion? Now, what do you mean by combustible substance? Dear students, as we know that combustion substances is nothing but it is a substance which will be born in the presence of air and it will be produces light and heat. Understand, no? So what do you mean by combustible substances? Yes. So combustion or combustible substances is nothing but these are all the substances which burn in the air to the purpose of heat and it will be produces heat and light. This we call it as combustible substances. So just examples we are going to discuss now. Wood. When we are going to burn the wood in the presence of air, it will be produces huge amount of heat and light energy. What about the coal, kerosene, liquid petroleum gas, and compressed natural gas, that is a CNG? So that do you hear this the name of CNG and where it is used? Yes, dear students, this is a compressed natural gas. CNG is nothing but a compressed natural gas. So that will be now we are using in our car. So we have cars now. So in that car, this compressed natural gas, that is a CNG, is using. Understand, no? What do you mean by combustible substances means? Yes. So the substances that which we burn in the air and produces heat and light. This is we call it as combustible substances. Understand, no? Then what do you mean by combustion? See, dear children, it is a combustion is nothing but a chemical process in which substance react with the air or react with the oxygen and produce the heat. We call it as combustion. Without, as we know that without the oxygen the combustion do not takes place, right? No. So which means if the combustion become a completely or the combustion become very effectively, we require air, that is nothing but oxygen. So combustion is nothing but the chemical process in which a substance, whatever the substance, burning substance, that reacts with the oxygen to produce a heat. That is what we call it as combustion. See, then the substance which undergoes the combustion is called as combustible substance and it is also called as fuel. For example, carbon. Carbon that will be reacts with the water, carbon that will be react with the oxygen and that will be gives carbon dioxide. So whatever we are using the coal, petroleum gases and as well as the petrol, diesel and petroleum, some other petroleum products, these are all the byproducts of the carbon only. Okay, so this carbon products are the carbon that will be reacts with the oxygen that will be produces carbon dioxide along with the heat. So this is what we call it as combustion. Understand, no? So basically what are the conditions that we are required for the combustion, proper combustion? See, first one is combustible or combustible substance. Which one is a combustible substances? Like, so first condition for the good combustion, which means what are the conditions that we are required for the proper burning of the fuel? Yes, first one is the substance, combustible substance. What are the combustible substances and what do you mean by that? Yes, just like the substance which undergoes combustion. So that substance, whatever the material that will be undergoes for the process of burning, that is what we call it as combustible substance. So that is also called as fuel, which means ಯಾವುದು ಬರ್ನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಕಂಬಸ್ಟಬಲ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್. And then, so second condition for the proper combustion is supporter for combustion. So air, as we know that if the combustion will become healthy or the combustion become actively involved, so we require the presence of air, right? No, so that presence of air is also one of the condition or another condition for the combustion process. So presence of supporter of the combustion is also one kind of the combustion condition. So they are nothing but the substance which will be very helpful for the combustible substances. Best example is air or oxygen. So that oxygen is a supporter for the combustion of the any one substance. Understand? No? So the next one is ignition temperature. This even the we require the temperature is also we will be play a major role for the process of combustion. So these are all the conditions that will be required for the process of proper combustion. Then one more thing is air is necessary for burning. How you can easily say that? Is it possible that water is very helpful for the process of burning? It is highly impossible, right? Now, which means that water do not support for the process of burning. So we require only air, that is nothing but oxygen. So one activity they given here, air is necessary for burning. So whatever they given, just observe it, and whatever the picture, the three pictures they get taken here. So we are going to discuss that one now. So fix a lighted candle on a table, put a glass over the table and rest it on a few wood blocks in such so that air can enter that glass or the flask. Observe what happens to the flame. So now whatever they are given as, so they are the taken, so 3 glass jars and 1 candle. So here they will be directly glow is in the first picture that whatever is there, so in that the candle is burning properly and the burning or combustion will be takes place in a clear way. Then what about in the picture C? That is a combustion is absent right now. Why? Because in the third picture whatever you are seeing, so in that cover, that conical flask or the flask is covered by a one plate or a, that is we call it as wooden sheet. Is it right? So that will be what will happen. So that wooden blocks that will be prevents the entering of air to that flask. So that's why hence automatically that whatever the fuel or the flame that is burning in the that box, that entirely controlled or it will be removed, that flame become removed. Why? Because here the presence of air is very less, so that's why it will be stops the flaming. Is it right? So in the picture B, because of air does not enter into the chinmay, so which if you come to the third one, the air not available, so that will be the candle does not burn properly, so that will be indicates the air is very essential for the process of burning. My dear students, in this session we are discussed about the meaning of combustion and brief information related to the combustion and flame and the conditions is required for the process of proper burning or proper combustion, and then air is necessary for the process of burning. These are all the concepts we have discussed in this today's session. Dear students, in the next session also we are going to discuss about more information related to this topic. Is there any clarifications and doubts regarding today's topic? You can drop a message or make a phone call. I am ready to clarify all your doubts. Once again, maintain a social distance when you are moving